Okay, so this is really strictly review for you guys. Remember that we're talking about graphing and functions for this entire chapter, for chapter 7. And we're going to be doing all these graphing on a regular Cartesian coordinate system, which is the one that you see here on the screen. Okay, so just to label a few things, remember that the horizontal axis is the x-axis, and the vertical axis is the y-axis. Okay, so one way you can remember that is X marks the spot. For a pirate, that's usually on the ground, so X is always on the horizontal spot. Y-axis looks kind of like goal posts in a football game, so you could think of that as being the vertical, if that will help you remember. Some people forget which one goes where. Okay, so these are our coordinates, our quadrants. It's broken into 4 sections. This is quadrant 1. This is 2, this is 3, and quadrant 4. Okay, so we also have ordered pairs, and ordered pairs usually are written with an x value first and a y value second, right? An ordered pair in this section, both of them would be positive. In this section, the x value would be negative, but the y is positive. On this one, they're both negative. And on this one, the x value is positive and the y value is negative. Okay? So those are the main vocab words for today. So when we're looking at a Cartesian coordinate system, usually they're done in 2 variables, the x and the y. And a solution for this particular equation is always written in an ordered pair, x, y. So how many solutions do you think that we have for this particular one? You're going to have a billion different solutions, right? Because it goes on forever. So it's basically infinity. Okay, so one of the things that we could do is, like in your homework for today, it'll say find a solution set for the values of x that are between -2 and +2. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to set up a t-chart, and my x values are going to be on the left side, and my y values will be on the right, and I'm going to use this equation to find my y values. Okay, so I'm going to use, starting with -2, I will put that in here. Oops, there should be a -1. 0, 1, and +2. So to find my y value, I'm just plugging that into the equation here. So 5 minus -2 squared is 1. So my ordered pair here would be -2 and 1. 5 minus -1 squared is a 4. So it would be -1 and 4 is my ordered pair. Once again, this is a 1. Okay, 5 minus 0 squared is just 5. 5 minus 1 squared is 4 again. So we got 0 and 5, 1 and 4, and then 5 minus 2 squared is a 1 again. So it would be 2 and 1. So notice that I took the x value and I plugged it in using a parentheses. It's important that you do that because if it's negative, you need to make sure that you put it in correctly in your calculator. Otherwise, you're going to come out with the wrong value. Okay? So basically, all of this right here, all of these are solutions to that equation. Okay? Yep. Did I spell it wrong? There's an O there because it's hard to see. So anyway, those are all solutions. Are those the only solutions? No. There's, like I said, infinity more. Okay? But this is a good starting point. So when it says graph this equation, we can use these solutions that we came up with and go ahead and graph it. So this first one is at a -2, so I will go left 2 and then up 1. Second one is at negative 1 and 4, so go left 1 and go up to 4. Then it's 0, 5. This one goes over here and so on. It's a mirror image of itself on the right side. So what kind of a shape is that called again? Parabola. Now it should be going through those points, but I don't have a steady hand. So this is a parabola. And why do you think it's facing downward in this case? Notice, and this is just for your information, that the x value is negative. Most parabolas, if it doesn't have a negative, it would be facing the other direction, okay? But that's why it's facing downward. Any questions on that one? Yeah, this is a negative one because the x is negative. There is one other type of problem in your homework that you're going to run into, and it looks like this. Oops. Say you have something that says function f of x equals x minus 3. Now remember, this function f of x, that value is almost, it's basically the same thing as saying y. Okay? Those two things basically mean the same thing on a coordinate system. Okay? But if in the book it'll say find the value f of x of f of 0 and then like f of negative 2. So what do you do with those values to find that? You just plug it in. So this would, f of 0 would be 0 minus 3 or negative 3. Okay? F of negative 2 would be negative 2 minus 3 or negative 5. And so on. So you would just plug in the value into the x value. Okay? So that is it for the first part of section 7-1.